Hi, I'm Matthieu Cameron from Alexandria, Ontario, Canada. Many things that are of common use today were absolutely lacking in those days, but are the people that lived then to be pitied by the young of our day who enjoy so much more from the printing press, but so much less from the mind? I often imagine that the moon, being smaller in size than the earth, produced a condition for life to be born on her soil earlier than was possible on the soil of her companion. Once she too perhaps had her constant festival of color, of music, and of movement, her storehouse was perpetually replenished with food for her children. Then in course of time, some race was born to her that was gifted with a furious energy of intelligence, and that began greedily to devour its own surroundings. It produced beings who, because of excess of their animal spirit coupled with intellect and imagination, failed to realize that the mere process of addition did not create fulfillment, that mere size of acquisition did not produce happiness, that greater velocity of movement did not necessarily constitute progress, that change could only have meaning in relation to some clear idea of completeness. Through machinery of tremendous power, this race made such an addition to their natural capacity for gathering and holding, that their career of plunder entirely outstripped nature's power for recuperation. Their profit makers dug big holes in the stored capital of the planet. They created wants which were unnatural, and provision for these wants was forcibly extracted from nature. When they had reduced the limited store of material in their immediate surroundings, they proceeded to wage furious wars among their different sections, each wanting his own special allotment of the lion's share. In their scramble for the right of self-indulgence, they laughed at moral law and took it to be a sign of superiority to be ruthless in the satisfaction of each of his own desire. They exhausted the water, cut down the trees, reduced the surface of the planet to a desert, riddled with enormous pits, and made its interior a roiled pocket, emptied of its values. At last one day the moon, like a fruit whose pulp had been completely eaten by the insects which it had sheltered, became a hollow shell, a universal grave for the ferocious creatures who insisted upon consuming the world into which they had been born. In other words, they behaved exactly in the way human beings of today are behaving upon this earth, fast exhausting their store of sustenance, not because they must live their normal life, but because they wish to live at a pitch of monstrous excess.